When I was in grammar school or primary school, depending on where you live, we had a fenced in slab of pavement where the kids could play during recess. It was pretty boring, but it was highly unlikely we'd get hit by a car. We were protected. Now, there was also this huge field, this huge open field across the street. And on good days where there was enough faculty, our teachers would supervise us as we crossed the street to the heavenly field where we could run free. We could do basically whatever we wanted, from play soccer to run around to sit in the shade of one of the nearby trees. And we had that freedom and appreciated it, even if it was at the expense of a little bit of safety. Now that I'm an adult, recess is a long missed part of my day. But I still have similar choices when it comes to a lot of things. Do I want to be sheltered and safe, or do I want freedom, even if that freedom allows me to break things or get a little broken? A hosted website platform versus something self-hosted is one of those choices. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because as a busy solopreneur, you have a business and you want to make the right choices. You don't want to spend too much time setting up the wrong thing. And so I'm going to tell you all about Liquid Web's fully managed VPS. And Liquid Web is a sponsor of this video. I thank them for that. This will be an honest review where I show you everything I really like about the platform. I've been using Liquid Web for a very long time. So here's how the rest of this video is going to go. I'm going to tell you the difference between fully managed and unmanaged hosting, a little bit about what a VPS is, but we won't get too technical. And then I will show you my favorite features from Liquid Web's fully managed VPS. As a bonus, I'll talk about their high availability and their great support, which I recently had to reach out to. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is what is really the difference, or what is managed hosting? Now, Liquid Web has this great guide here over at liquidweb.com/managed-hosting. I'll put that in the description below. But they kind of talk about the differences between managed and unmanaged. I want to simplify this a little bit for you. Unmanaged hosting is completely bare bones hosting where you need to do everything. You need to have a good understanding of the lower level systems in order to create your website presence. Then you need to make sure the server is up to date, and you need to make sure that everything is secure. It's a lot like building a house or a car from scratch. So you need to know how to build the house, and then you need to have a deep understanding of how to maintain the house. Fully managed hosting is a pre-built house for you. And if you own a house, you're thinking, I still have to maintain it. So that's where fully managed gets a little better. Fully managed hosting is a fully built house that you can customize to your liking. And it's like having a house maintenance person on call 24/7. So if something breaks, they will take care of it for you, hopefully before you ever notice. And that is the huge benefit of fully managed hosting with Liquid Web. You want to be able to build your house, but you want to be able to make the changes that you want to it. You want to be able to select the paint color or renovate the kitchen. And you can do that with fully managed hosting through Liquid Web. So these are some of the plans you have with fully managed VPS hosting from Liquid Web. You can head over to howibuilt.it/LW to check these out. You can get it for as low as $16 a month, which is honestly better than certain plans on Shopify or Squarespace, which is great. And every plan comes with cyber backups and protection against attacks. It gives you a ton of features to manage the traffic. It offers a CDN, so your resources are always available, and you can easily scale up if and when you go viral. And like I said, it is fully managed, so it is the highest, most comprehensive support tier. Their expert techs manage your server and hardware, keep it secure and updated, and proactively monitor your server so that you don't have to worry about anything else. And they have a comparison chart here if you want to check it out, but you can always purchase right from this page. Again, that's over at howibuilt.it/LW. So let me show you some of my favorite features. So they use Acronis for their backups and images, which means they'll take a full snapshot of your website, database files, all of the content, so that if something happens, you can easily restore it. This is all accessible from the Acronis portal. And so we have protection, we have information about the last logins and backups, and how much space we're using. We can also go to our backup storage to see what actions we can take. We can show the backups that it's taken, the different recovery points, and we can do a full recovery. There's also our cybersecurity protection over here. So it's got files in quarantine. Luckily, there are no quarantined files on my server right now. And the dashboard gives us a full overview of everything related to backups and security on our website. Again, this is something that we get to see and manage, right? With some other service that you may not have total control over, you're going to have to reach out to support, most likely, in order to get access to your backups, if you can even get access to those backups, right? With a fully managed host like Liquid Web, you have access to all of your data at all times. And I think that is super important as a business owner. So that's one of the biggest things that I like about Liquid Web and their fully managed VPS. I get to see the backups. I get to make sure everything is running if I want to. I also have never thought about it, right? So I've never taken a backup myself. I've never done a security check myself because their managed hosting takes care of it for me. The other thing I want to show you is something that's very familiar to me as a longtime web developer, and that is cPanel. So if you are uncomfortable doing the installation of files or uploading files to your server, don't worry. Liquid Web supports cPanel, and so everything is as easy as possible. If you want a WordPress site, you can easily install WordPress or lots of other different CMSs and tools, blogs, forums, image galleries, and what have you. So this is all in here and easy to manage. You also have other site builders. So if you want to use like the SiteJet site builder and just build your own site from scratch without having to use WordPress, you can do that as well. I do have a video on SiteJet that I'll put in the cards. You can manage domains and redirects and everything here. So if you want to set up a redirect for a landing page for a tool that you're launching, you can easily do that here inside cPanel. So I love that cPanel is here because it is just a long-standing set of tools that is very understandable to a lot of people. So whether you have a web developer or you're doing it yourself, you can get a pretty good idea of what each of these tools inside of cPanel does. And like I've alluded to a few times, you can easily install WordPress right from cPanel. There's the WP toolkit here inside cPanel. You click install. You can choose all of the information and then hit install, and you have a WordPress site in seconds. You can also manage plugins and themes right here from cPanel. So that's just another way that Liquid Web supports you as a busy solopreneur, business owner, creator, so that you don't have to rely on something like Squarespace or Shopify or Substack when you want to do something more. And that's the last thing I want to cover here in this video, right? Is if all you need is a way to sell something, then some hosted platform like Squarespace or Shopify or even Etsy might be good for you. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I should use Substack or some other platform for my websites. And I will be showcasing other platforms because there's no one size fits all solution. But if your business relies on your web presence, then I really do believe that you should have your own server where you get to have control over all of the files. No matter what, I always find myself going back to my own hosted solution, usually WordPress, almost exclusively WordPress. I always find myself going back there. So I've been around the block a lot of times. I have tried a bunch of tools, and I think that when you're building a business, you should build it on property you own, not property you're renting. Maybe that means a little bit more of a time investment up front, but it also means that if you need something else, right? Let's say you outgrow Shopify. Then you have to move platforms from Shopify to something like WooCommerce, for example. That's going to be time. If you need a feature that Shopify or Squarespace doesn't offer, now you need to research workarounds. With your own platform, you don't have to worry about that. You can find an out-of-the-box solution, or you can hire a developer to build that for you. And so I think that you'll save time in the long run. I really do believe that. So I'll leave you with this. First of all, very high availability, right? We no longer live in a world where hosting companies need to like brag that they have 99% uptime. But it's really nice that Liquid Web is up a lot. Their VPS makes it easy for them to upgrade your servers and keep things running smoothly without you having to do anything. And they also have great support. I was having trouble accessing an area of the hosting. I was kind of unsure about how something worked, and their support got back to me quickly and helped me with all of my questions. And I really appreciate that. That's super important when you are managing your own website and you don't have that system administrator level knowledge. So kudos to Liquid Web on that. Again, if you are interested, you can head over to howibuilt.it/LW to check out their fully managed VPS. Thanks so much to Liquid Web for sponsoring this video. If you have any questions about hosted versus self-hosted, managed versus unmanaged, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know. I'll answer as many as I can. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, get out there and build something.